Welcome back to Tennis NetUp, the channel where the biggest stories in the world of tennis come alive. And today, we are diving deep into one of the most audacious, shocking, and conversation-starting decisions in modern sports marketing history. Nike, the global sportswear titan, has officially named Alex Ayala as their new women's tennis brand ambassador, and the ripple effects of this announcement are shaking the entire tennis world. This wasn't just a routine sponsorship update, this was a statement, a declaration, a bold gamble that has stunned fans, analysts, and even fellow athletes. Even more surprising is who Nike chose not to sign. They passed over the reigning world. Number 1 Aryna Sabalenka and the current world number 2, Igat, two of the most dominant players in women's tennis right now. Instead, Nike has placed its massive bet on the rising Philippine superstar, Alex Ayala, signaling a dramatic shift in strategy and vision. The announcement came during an exclusive ceremony at Nike's global offices, held inside a newly unveiled space called the Alex Ayala Gallery. This was not a standard press event. It was a carefully orchestrated celebration of Ayala's journey, achievements, and promise. The gallery is a permanent installation dedicated entirely to her career, showcasing framed photographs, iconic match moments, milestone victories, and behind-the-scenes glimpses of her rise. For a player still early in her professional journey, this level of recognition is unprecedented. Nike has rarely, if ever, honored an athlete this young with such a grand tribute. This wasn't simply about celebrating past accomplishments. It was about announcing their belief in her future. From the moment guests stepped into the gallery, it was clear that Nike was sending a powerful message. Ayala is not just another sponsored athlete, she is being positioned as the face of the future. Every corner of the exhibit told a story of ambition, resilience, and destiny. There were images of her junior triumphs, her breakthrough professional wins, emotional moments after career-defining matches, and even personal snapshots that captured her personality beyond the court. Nike wasn't just celebrating a tennis player. They were crafting a legend in real time, and that was only the beginning. Alongside the gallery unveiling, Nike introduced a custom-designed shoe created exclusively for Ayala. This wasn't a simple colorway tweak or a minor design variation. It was a fully personalized shoe, built from the ground up to reflect her playing style, cultural roots, and personal identity. The design incorporated subtle nods to her Philippine heritage, combined with cutting-edge performance technology, tailored specifically to her movement patterns and on-court demands. In the world of sports endorsements, personalized footwear is one of the highest honors a brand can bestow. It is reserved for athletes they view not just as stars, but as icons in the making. This level of investment goes far beyond traditional sponsorship. Nike is not simply paying Ayala to wear their apparel. They are building a brand narrative around her. They are shaping her public image, amplifying her voice, and positioning her as a global ambassador for both tennis and Southeast Asian sports culture. According to reports, the deal is valued at an astonishing $45 million over 3 years, with performance bonuses that could significantly increase that figure. But the financial numbers, as staggering as they are, only tell part of the story. What truly sets this agreement apart is Ayala's role within Nike's broader strategy. She is being named the brand's official women's tennis spokesperson for Southeast Asia, a region with hundreds of millions of potential fans and consumers. This means she will feature prominently in international advertising campaigns, exclusive apparel collections, grassroots tennis development initiatives, and community outreach programs. Nike is essentially building an entire regional marketing ecosystem around her presence. In doing so, they are tapping into a market that has long been underrepresented at the highest levels of tennis marketing. When viewed through this lens, Nike's decision becomes clearer. Ayala is more than just a promising athlete. She is a cultural phenomenon. In the Philippines, she is a national hero. Her matches draw massive viewership, her social media presence commands extraordinary engagement, and her story resonates deeply, with young fans who see her as proof that global success is within reach. Across Southeast Asia, her influence is spreading rapidly, inspiring a new generation of tennis players and sports enthusiasts. Nike recognized that her appeal extends far beyond the baseline. She represents hope, pride, and possibility for millions. This level of cultural impact is something money cannot easily buy, and Nike knows it. They saw in Ayala a once-in-a-generation opportunity, a chance to connect with an emerging market through an authentic and powerful narrative. And they were not alone in this assessment. Adidas and New Balance were also reportedly in fierce competition, to secure her signature. Negotiations were intense, offers were substantial, and the battle behind the scenes was relentless. Nike, determined not to repeat past mistakes, moved decisively. Their urgency was shaped in part by a painful memory. In the past, Nike lost one of the sport's brightest stars, Coco Gauff, to New Balance, a decision that many within the company later viewed as a costly miscalculation. Gauff went on to become one of the most marketable athletes in tennis, and her departure left a noticeable gap in Nike's roster. With Ayala, Nike refused to let history repeat itself. They brought everything to the table, from financial incentives to creative freedom, from global exposure to long-term brand building, and they won. Yet, while Ayala was being celebrated, another story was unfolding in parallel, one that has shocked the tennis community and sparked intense debate. As Nike rolled out the red carpet for their new star, their relationship with their current flagship player, Aryna Sabalenka, appeared to be unraveling. The contrast in treatment between the two athletes could not be more stark. Sabalenka is the reigning world number one, a multiple Grand Slam champion, and one of the most dominant forces in women's tennis. She has represented Nike for years, delivering consistent results and global visibility. And yet, according to multiple reports, she was recently denied a request for a custom outfit, a privilege now being lavishly granted to Ayala. This revelation sent shockwaves through the sport. How could the world's top-ranked player be refused special recognition by her own sponsor, while a rising star receives a gallery, a signature shoe, and a record-breaking deal? For many, it felt like a slap in the face, a clear sign that Nike's priorities were shifting dramatically. Insiders suggest that the relationship between Nike and Sabalenka has been deteriorating for some time. The first cracks reportedly appeared following Sabalenka's controversial comments after Coco Gauff's victory at Roland Garros. Nike, known for its meticulous brand management and sensitivity to public perception, was said to be displeased with the tone and content of her remarks. In an era where athlete behavior is scrutinized as closely as on-court performance, even small controversies can have significant consequences. Tensions reportedly escalated after Sabalenka's high-profile loss to Madison Keys at the U.S. Open. Her visible frustration, combined with post-match comments that some interpreted as dismissive, raised concerns within Nike's leadership. These issues were compounded by incidents surrounding the WTA finals, where allegations surfaced regarding her conduct following a defeat to Elena Rybakina. While details remain murky, the narrative of strained sportsmanship began to take shape. And for a brand like Nike, perception is everything. According to sources close to the situation, Nike began quietly distancing itself, reducing personalized support and scaling back promotional initiatives centered around Sabalenka. When she later requested a special outfit to reflect her status as world number one, the refusal was a clear signal that the partnership was no longer on solid ground. Sabalenka herself has acknowledged in interviews that Nike will no longer be creating custom designs for her, a statement that effectively confirmed the rift. Behind the scenes, efforts were reportedly made to repair the relationship. Sabalenka is said to have reached out to Nike executives in hopes of mending fences, but the response has been lukewarm at best. All indications suggest that unless there is a dramatic shift, their partnership may not survive beyond the current season. For an athlete of her caliber, this represents not only a financial blow but a symbolic one, signaling a loss of trust and alignment. This dramatic contrast between Ayala's rise and Sabalenka's apparent decline illustrates the ruthless reality of modern sports marketing. Loyalty, while valued, often takes a backseat to long-term strategic vision. Nike is playing the long-ease game, betting that Ayala's cultural resonance, market potential, and personal brand will ultimately deliver greater returns than Sabalenka's current dominance. It is a high-stakes gamble, one that could redefine the landscape of women's tennis marketing for years to come. For Ayala, this moment represents the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter. With Nike's global machinery behind her, her exposure will skyrocket. She will appear in international campaigns, headline product launches, and become a central figure in the brand's outreach efforts across Asia. The pressure will be immense, but so will the opportunities. Every match, every interview, every public appearance will now carry heightened significance. Yet those closest to Ayala describe her as remarkably grounded. Despite the sudden surge in fame and fortune, she remains deeply connected to her roots, driven by a desire to inspire young athletes in her home country and beyond. She has spoken openly about the responsibility she feels to represent Southeast Asia on the global stage, to show that talent and determination know no geographic boundaries. Nike's investment is not just in her forehand or footwork, but in her story, her values, and her ability to connect. In the broader context of women's tennis, this deal could mark a turning point. It signals a shift toward a more global, culturally inclusive marketing strategy, one that recognizes the immense potential of emerging markets. For decades, the sport's commercial focus has been concentrated in North America and Europe. Ayala's rise, amplified by Nike's backing, could help rebalance that equation, bringing new audiences, new sponsors, and new energy into the game. As for Sabalenka, her future remains uncertain. While her on-court achievements ensure she will always attract sponsorship interest, the breakdown of her relationship with Nike serves as a cautionary tale about the delicate balance between performance, personality, and brand alignment. In today's hyper-connected world, athletes are not just competitors. They are ambassadors, role models, and public figures, and every action carries weight. The story of Nike, Alex Ayala, and Aryna Sabalenka is far from over. In the coming months, we will see how this bold gamble unfolds, whether Ayala's star continues to rise as anticipated, and whether Sabalenka finds a new partnership that aligns with her ambitions. One thing is certain, the landscape of women's tennis marketing has been permanently altered. For now, all eyes are on Alex Ayala, Nike's new beacon of hope, innovation, and global expansion. With one of the most powerful brands in the world standing firmly behind her, the possibilities seem limitless. Her journey is only just beginning, and if this partnership is any indication, the future of women's tennis is about to become more exciting, more diverse, and more dynamic than ever before. Stay tuned to Tennis Net Up because this is one story that is just getting started.